Ahoy and welcome to this Narrowboat adventure. I have been to a lovely barbecue organised by the wonderful David of Cruising the Cut, and it was in honour of us all being boat-tubers, so that's narrowboating YouTubers. And I asked the boat-tubers I met there, what is the strangest thing you've seen floating in the canal? This is what they said.
The weirdest thing I've seen in the canal is probably really early in the morning on a bit of a misty day, and it was a fully clothed mannequin with hair and everything and face down, and it looked a bit like a body at first, and I sort of creeped up to it and then I realised no, it's fine, it's a mannequin.
The strangest thing that we've seen in the canal has got to be
people.
Yeah. Particularly Lambrini Girl.
Yeah, a very memorable afternoon.
Yeah, we were sat on the boat and we heard a big splash behind the boat, and when we looked out there was a rather large lady who had got stuck in the canal and was struggling to get out.
Yeah.
So we had to pull her out, and that's probably...
With help.
Yeah.
Very unceremoniously, wasn't it?
We dragged her out of the canal, basically. Yeah. So that's probably the weirdest thing.
It was some kind of dead rodent, bloated, paws up. Very sad.
Weirdest thing I've seen floating in the canals, coming up I think the second lock of the Basingstoke. You look down beside you, beside me, and there was a enormous, like, artificial breast, like just a great big D-cup size rubber breast.
The strangest thing I've ever seen in the canal was probably a rather dead and bloated sheep. Then you do see that occasionally, but this one was tied to the canal bank, which just made it all a bit creepy.
Strangest thing I saw in the canal was a rubber glove, but it was upside down. So all you could see was the fingers and thumb coming out, and I almost felt the need to reach down and just touch it to see if it was real. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
The other day, the weirdest thing that I saw, and I used to see it all the time as a kid, and I completely forgot about it until I went back to West London the other day. It's coconuts, because people offer it as like a religious sacrifice. So they throw coconuts into the canal. You'll see it a lot near Southall and Hanwell, and that's really, really cool. And I'd completely forgotten about that, so it was really sweet to see people doing it the other day.
I was just making a cup of tea and on my boat, and I opened up the side hatch, opened it out onto the canal, and I thought I'll just stand here and have a sip of my tea, and I glanced down and this swollen, drowned rat just went floating by the hatch. Nothing exciting.
So the strangest thing I've ever seen in the canal is just outside of Birmingham city centre, and it was what can only be described as a doll that was obviously from a stag party. It was a blow-up doll, yeah. It wasn't clothed.
The strangest thing I've seen in a canal is a man trying to swim across in the dead of night and just about drowning. So that's mine. Actually, it's Magnus's, but I'll have that one.
Strangest thing I've found floating in canal, apart from dead animals, and obvious detritus and plastic chairs, which I passed one today, I guess was a mannequin, a fully dressed mannequin by all accounts, which obviously I thought was possibly somebody that had fallen in who's dead. It did scare the life out of me. I was on my own at the time, and you slow the boat down, you think there's a dead person in, but then you realise no, it's just a mannequin with its hat still on.
The strangest thing I've seen in the canal is probably me floating in it, to be honest, when I fell in. But apart from that, everything in the canal seems normal to me.
Thank you so much to everyone who answered my strange question. The strangest thing I've seen floating in the canal is a Hasidic Jewish man who told me he floated there and swam often and once even found a dead body. Well, let me know in the comments what's the strangest thing you've ever seen floating in the canal. If you'd like to find out who anyone in this video was, I'm going to put links to them all in the description. Thanks very much for watching. If you'd like to join us again on this narrowboat adventure, I'm in the middle of an epic journey and we'll be continuing with that very soon. Do click subscribe down below. Have a lovely day. Bye!